Why didn't Meta tell us that the Quest could do this?
The best feature of the Quest 3 isn't mixed reality. It's not a faster processor or higher resolution, none of that. It's this, space. You can now use VR anywhere, even in bright sunlight.
If you try to use Quest 2 in bright sunlight, the headset does work, but it cannot track the controllers. Here you can see my left controller is floating 5 feet away from me, while my right controller is not even showing up. By contrast, Quest 3 works normally even in bright sunlight. I can play VR games with no hiccups, and I can even use the mixed reality pass-through.
Wait a minute, you're outdoors and you want to play VR? I've never heard of such a ridiculous idea. No dude, I'm serious, it's a great idea. I'm gonna show you why.
Now, one of the issues with using VR is that you need space for it. It's not just a hassle, it's actually a big issue. Bad choice of words. Here in California, for example, we have really small houses, and for me, I can usually only use stationary. I can't use room scale. But with the Quest 3, I'm now able to use VR outside in our backyard, and I can use room scale for everything. Number 2, sports. Think of games like Thrill of the Fight. You know, the boxing game? Well, a standard boxing ring is around 20 feet by 20 feet. Well, there's no space like that in our house, but outside in our backyard, yes, we can find that space. And so you'll be able to use that whole space like a real boxing ring. Number 3, shooters, especially multiplayer games. Imagine games like Spatial Ops and being able to play them in an arena scale. Like, you won't need a special facility or a gym to do it. You can do it outdoors at a park. Number 4, teleporting, or rather less of it. Like in many games, we have to move around by teleporting. Well, how about walking around instead of having to teleport? That's way more immersive and way cooler. Number 5, mixed reality. It's fun to defend your living room from robots, aliens, and zombies, but if it's always the same room, then it might get repetitive. But with Quest 3, you can play anywhere, so you can get a lot more variety. 6, augmented reality. For example, you could have a real soccer goal, a real soccer ball, and a virtual goalie trying to block your shots. Games like that are now possible because Quest 3 can be used outdoors. Now you might be wondering, won't you ruin your Quest 3 if you use them outdoors? Well, let's talk about that. Let's talk about these lenses, the ones that we look at through. These are like magnifying glasses. And just like magnifying glasses on ants, well, yes, your sensors can get roasted. So never allow direct sunlight to hit these lenses. So you try to keep them covered when you're outside. Now, what about these other cameras? So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then a time of flight sensor. Well, they're the opposite of magnifying glass. They're wide angle, ultra wide angle. So their risk of frying your sensor is much less. Not only that, but you're moving around all the time. So the way I see it, it's kind of like your smartphone. Like your smartphone has an even longer focal length than these, and you use them all the time outdoors. Even with video, no one ever says, hey, don't shoot outdoors in bright sunlight. So I think they're okay. Having said all that, I'm not a representative of Meta. I'm not even an engineer, so I can't guarantee anything. So here's what I'm gonna do. Let me be the test subject for the VR community, all right? I'm gonna keep using my VR headset outdoors, and you can check back in a month or 2 or even a year to see if it's still okay. So what do you think? Would it be fun to play VR outdoors? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in 360.